Welcome home, beautiful people. Today we are going to be diving into my entire SpongeBob collection and showing you some items you have never seen before in any of my videos. I think it's going to be an absolute blast, so let's go ahead and get right into it. SpongeBob, secret collection. Camera flip.
My name is Confessor Bear. Tell me all your secrets.
So item number one is just left of the screen here. It's blurred out, but first off, title card. Item number one is not this cereal box. It's something even better. But when it comes to SpongeBob collecting, this cereal box is one of the most iconic items. These boxes can go for over $100 to $150 in mint condition, steel sealed with the cereal in it, like this one here. In fact, when I began collecting everything you see behind you and around this room, this was one of the first items I picked up and one of the most important things there was to me to get, because I grew up eating this cereal and loved it so much. And to be honest, I thought I would never find something to match this cereal box when it came to epicness in regards to the cereal. And that was until I found this. This is glorious. This is a complete factory uncut sheet from the Kellogg's manufacturer that actually produced the boxes. You can see right here is the cover, of course, the back, of course, and this right here might be like some kind of hidden lore that was like used as a spacer between the boxes. I'm not even sure, because I can't say I've opened up one of these boxes in a long time. I know inside of this box, you can actually cut SpongeBob's face out and wear it as a mask, which is in hindsight kind of weird, but hey, I'm a weird guy and I like stuff like that, I guess. It's awesome, okay? But this might be that, but honestly, I'm not 100% sure. But nonetheless, this is a complete factory uncut sheet. Being that the cereal boxes go for about $100 to $150, I have no clue on the value of this guy right here, to be honest. But I knew I had to preserve it and add to the collection, because this very well could be a one-of-one item when it comes to SpongeBob collecting. And I actually picked it up from a member of the rep pack that goes by the name Spongy Collector. Big shout out to him, because I was able to get it thanks to me and him making a deal to be able to get it. And I actually didn't know it was him when I picked it up, but then once I picked it up, he told me he watched the show, and I was super hyped because that's so awesome that it came from a member of the rep pack. And he actually found it online as a local pickup for $15. I didn't pay $15. But I knew I had to get it to preserve and add to the collection. That's item number one. We are not holding back in this video, as you guys can see. That's quite legendary. Item number two. So how we're going to be doing this is for new people in the audience. I've done this series before. This is the second episode. I'm going to be introducing you to 5 items you have not for sure seen, and 5 items you may have seen that are featured in the room here, but maybe in a video that was years back that you haven't seen. So that way we can get some of the new people in the audience filled in on some of the cool stuff we have here in the cavern that maybe doesn't get featured very often because it's hidden behind something in our archive or just kind of tucked away in some weird dark corner.
I've been waiting for you, Patrick.
But item number 2 is something you may have not noticed before. Let's check it out. Item number 2. This is an item that does sit in the background of the videos, but it's often kind of hidden away in the green label shelf. And that is a SpongeBob Cookie Jar. In fact, it's actually up until right now has been saran wrapped since I moved like 4 years ago, because I didn't want it to break or get damaged, and this lid comes off and I didn't want to risk it getting broken. And also I have this secret fear that Angelica is actually real and will come in here and steal my cookies, which that irrational fear was 1, echoey, and 2, very real, because it's empty. It's empty. Not even a crumb is left. She eats more of the cookies than Santa did. Why don't you eat the full cookie, Santa? You picked them. But this is from the Nickelodeon magazine, and this is from 2001. You can see all of the early SpongeBob artwork on there. The color scheme and the look of it kind of reminds me of like the Nickelodeon Hotel Family Suites by Holiday Inn, if I want to make that name any longer than it already is. And I don't really fully know. I've never seen another one of these in my entire time collecting. I want to say it was either a sweepstakes kind of giveaway or more likely probably an employee only exclusive for somebody who worked at Nickelodeon magazine. But Nickelodeon magazine did do a lot of sweepstakes and promotional special items that were in the magazines you could like enter in for, so that's not an impossible possibility. But being that I've never seen another one, I do believe that it may have been an in-house product, and there's not a lot of trademarking on it either. But the Nickelodeon magazine SpongeBob Green Label Cookie Jar. very fragile. So I'm gonna go ahead and put that back.
Item number 3 that you have never seen before.
That was my Jorgen Bomb Strangle accent. It wasn't very good. And I appreciate you for dealing with me and, you know, hanging out here on the show. my friend group is limited. I have to thank them for their presence. Okay, so right here I have a very special item that you have never seen before in the collection. I've been saving these items up for this series to make a new episode because I really do try to keep as much as I can incorporated of the collection with you guys. But for this series, I gotta kind of tuck some stuff to the side. So this right here is a SpongeBob movie ticket, an actual ticket from the theaters of the movie. Because back in the day when you walked in there with your cane and your monocle, you used to get a ticket stub. This is called a ticket stub. You give them the ticket, they would rip half of it, they keep one half and, I don't know, eat it or something, and then you keep the other half so that way you can be in the theater and not get kicked out. Nowadays, everything's on your phone, they scan a QR code and you, oh, I guess I'm in here. But you'll notice it says 2015. That is for the SpongeBob Sponge Out of Water movie. Rare, weird, cool. This is my actual ticket from my local theater. But behind this is the original one. This is for the first SpongeBob movie. You can see the date there is 2004. It took me quite literally years to find one of these movie tickets. There is one trick to try to find one, and that is people have lots of these. A lot of people kept these as like little collections. Looking at lots of movie ticket stubs from the eras of like 2000 to 2006, and you might get lucky and find one in there. But if you're looking for it specifically, it's incredibly hard. But even rarer than that, you'll see another one behind it. In not as good of condition, but a piece of history. This is a movie ticket stub from the premiere of the SpongeBob movie. You can see it says 11/19/04, 12:20 a.m. This is for the midnight showing premiere of the SpongeBob movie. I can't really tell you how many people actually kept their movie ticket. Not just keeping their movie ticket, but from the premiere. I'm not talking the same day. I'm not talking about later that same day of the release. I'm talking the literal movie premiere, like some of the earliest people to see the film. That's a small number on the scale of the collecting community as a whole. And then you have a shrink that even more to the amount of people that kept their ticket. And you can see this one is not in the best of shape. I have a feeling this person found it like in a drawer somewhere in their house. I really don't know how we ended up getting this. I did pay a little bit. I paid $40 for this, but being able to say I can preserve one from the actual premiere of the film is incredible. So one of my favorite items in the collection that you've never seen. And I've got a bonus ticket, something special from an event that you will not believe. But that's a bonus item. It's going to be in the extended version of this video that's over on Patreon. When you sign up for Patreon, it's only $2 a month when you sign up. Only a fifth of a 2004 movie ticket price. And when you sign up, you get an extended version of this video, ad-free, early release. And you get invited to our Discord where you can hang out with other members of the Rep Pack. And we're doing a giveaway at the Patrick Star video game coming out next month. All that for $2 a month. But let's go ahead and check out item number 4. I've already lost count. We just started. Item number 4 is inside of this plastic wrap that I wrapped it in because I wanted to protect it. And now that we are here in the future where I need to open it, I regret it slightly, but only slightly, because it is probably in great condition under there. Watch as I unwrap this very quickly. My arm hurts. My arm hurts. So item number 4 is this guy right here. The SpongeBob, how am I doing that? The SpongeBob Black board. So, this is the black label SpongeBob board that was made by Santa Cruz. And why? You may ask. Why is it rare? Because Santa Cruz released this board in several colors. I believe there's a purple, red, another one. This is a prototype of the board that was sent over to to the design team of Nickelodeon to get approval. So whenever a product, any product that is made using the SpongeBob or Nickelodeon licenses, they have to send it over to a team in New York that reviews the product, takes a look at it, make sure that everything's spelled right, the characters are used appropriately, not looking like thugs. And for whatever reason, the Nickelodeon design team decided to not have them release this black version, but to release it in several other colors. So this black version of the board was never released publicly and could very well be a one of one. And I think it's kind of cool that the color is black. You know, it's a skateboard too. It kind of fits the whole anti-culture vibe of it. And you guys, many of you guys know on the show, skateboarding has been a huge part of my childhood from literally as like early as I can remember to my adult life. Skateboarding was a huge chunk of it. That's why I have so many of the SpongeBob skateboards. I just have run out of room between Naruto skateboards, SpongeBob skateboards, all the different special edition skateboards. I don't pick them up as often, but of all of them, I think this is my favorite just because it's such a specifically awesome band kind of skateboard. That's item number 4, and this was sitting in the background for a long time, but I knocked it over 2 times because, you know, they don't really allow for the easiest positioning. And after 2 times of it falling, nothing was damaged, but I was like, it's inevitable that that will happen, so I decided to wrap it up and put it in the vault, and that's where it's going to be going again. Item number 5, an item that you have never seen before. And this is my collection of SpongeBob Ice Pops. This is the regular one with the gumball eyes, the last one they ever produced. And this is the one with the chocolatey eyes. And we got this even, which is the sticker they put on the actual ice cream truck back in the day, thanks to our awesome members of the Rep Pack, Don and T-Dog. And we even have the green label version of the Ice Pop inside the food archive in a frame. But the version that you have probably never seen before, unless you live in Canada, is this one, the SpongeBob Ghost Eye. The Ghost Eyed edition of the SpongeBob Ice Pop, because in Canada, he has no gumballs or chocolatey eyes. He has no pupils at all, and it is quite horrifying, but also kind of freaking bad bubble bass. So this, I believe, is a Canadian exclusive. Very, very cool. And a new addition to our Ice Pop wrapper collection. So, wanted to share that with you guys. Item number 5. Let's go on item number 6. Speaking of the lovely Don and T-Dog in the Rep Pack, they also sent me in this. This is the Bobblehead Patrick. This is a Nickelodeon employee exclusive. You guys have seen me feature on this show the Tack and the Power of Juju ones before, and I've even got the whole set for Fairly Odd Parents as well. During this time, around the, I would say about the 10th anniversary for SpongeBob, they were releasing bobbleheads for pretty much every show and giving them to the show creators. They even have them for El Tigre and also Avatar: The Last Airbender. But the rarest ones in my mind have got to be the ones for SpongeBob, because all of them were limited to at the most, I think like 5 with the El Tigre one, maybe 6. But with SpongeBob, they did just about everybody. A SpongeBob, a Patrick, a Squidward, a Sandy, a Mr. Krabs, even a Plankton one. But we've only got the Patrick one in the collection, and one of my dream collectibles. Everybody always asks me what is like my grail that I do not have. That would be my dream piece, and that would be able to get all of these in the collection, all of the ones in this set. I am so beyond grateful to be able to have at least the Patrick, but it would be incredible one day to own the entire set. So I'll always be on the lookout for them. Maybe I'll piece it together one by one, or maybe one day I'll be able to get it in one fell swoop. I don't like the word fail swoop. One successful swoop. You never know. But on to item number, I don't know anymore, just 6, 7, something, another number. So going on to another item in which you have never seen before. This right here is the original SpongeBob Bendable figures playset. These can go for anywhere between $70 to like $125. It depends on the day. One of the earliest SpongeBob products to ever come out, being from 2001, when they really started to start pushing stuff out. Very uncommon to find anything from 2000 or 2001, especially something from 99, because, you know, the show was just starting to get its stride into the level to where they started producing products, which took some time to come out. And this was one of the earliest products I always wanted, because my sister had this growing up and I always dreamed of being able to open it. And it must have been not just me though, and they must have done pretty well, because not only did they release this 3-pack of the Conch-Treat crew, they even released them individually with singular tags for $5 each that you could pick up as well. And with that success, I guess they decided to release a second set that is far less seen. One that almost never comes up. You see maybe one, maybe two a year that come up online for you to pick up, and that is the next set many don't even know exists of Mr. Krabs, Sandy, and Gary. So putting them together, you have the entire main crew besides, you know, Plankton, really. You have the entire crew here. Absolutely gorgeous set, and they just have such good likeness of the characters, especially being that their likeness of Generation Season 1, if you will. If you look at them, they look so Season 1. Like, they don't look like they just are sculpted to look like the characters. They look like straight up molds off the animators' maquettes of the characters. Like, look at how Season 1 that Squidward looks. And it's the same thing for this set as well. They look absolutely flawless. Except for Mr. Krabs, who on the back of his neck has some folds I've never seen on Mr. Krabs before. He got a couple of flabby patties back there. He didn't need the secret recipe for those flabby patties. He had them on the back of his neck. So besides that, they're pretty spot on. Item number 8. I definitely didn't miss count at any point and forget this and have to do it the next day. But we have the Karate Choppers, SpongeBob and Sandy. This is one of the rarest items when it comes to the episodic series here, which are all the ones you see me collecting over here. They're during the green and white label era, around 2004, 2005. Some of the best quality toys. But these guys are really, really hard to find sealed for one main reason, and that is the way they actually orientated the box. They usually go anywhere from $200 to $400 sealed like this. But if you see this big red karate glove right there, it says "Try Me," and on the outside you can use SpongeBob and Sandy's arms using these buttons over here. But in order to put their heads back down, in order to continue playing as the "Try Me" infers, you would need to push their heads back, and you can't really do that because there's no opening on the top. But you can see a lot of kids tried to do it anyway by pushing the plastic in until it actually locked. So most of the ones that were on store shelves, they got crushed in, so people felt like, well, I'm not gonna keep this sealed, and opened them up. It's very rare you can find them in the box in great shape, let alone in the box. So that's item number 8. On to item number 9. Item number 9, and that is this right here, the SpongeBob Celebration Funko Pop. Last video I featured the one that I have that is signed by Steven Hillenburg, one of probably the top 3 #1 grails in my collection, just because it's signed by Steven Hillenburg and it's like a by nature collectible. But I did leave out this one last time, which a lot of people mentioned, and that is the Celebration one. This one was made for a very weird circumstance. You've got a lot of exclusives typically, whether they be store exclusive, conventions. This one's kind of weird because this was actually at the celebration at Universal Studios Florida. They had an event where you could actually play a claw machine, a real life kill crane like in the show, and if you won the challenge, you had a chance of winning one of these Funko Pops right here, which is why it has the SpongeBob Fan Celebration logo right there, making it a very unique and strange circumstance and product. These things go anywhere from between, like, I don't know, sometimes they're like $800, sometimes they're like $1,400. I really don't care. I paid $140 for this just because I wanted it to have it in the collection. It was before like anybody knew or cared about it. You know, I'm a SpongeBob hipster like. But anyway, this item is item number 9, a beautiful piece. Moving on to item number 10. For the last item, I figured we stay in the lane of Universal Studios, or the universe of Universal Studios, and that is with the final item being item number 10, the Jellyfish Fields Jellyfish Catch Set. This item is extremely rare. Reasons why is because it's in a weird era, as I always say. Anything between like 2008 to like 2015 is old enough to where a lot of people weren't old enough to be collecting it, but not old enough to where people were usually getting them as kids. So it was during kind of a lull period in SpongeBob merchandise comparatively to the early and the modern. And then on top of that, it being something you could specifically get only at Universal Studios for a limited time, it just created for an item that didn't really last long or doesn't get seen quite often. But I love the packaging on it. You got the Jellyfish Fields there with Friend, aka No Name there, wrapping his tentacles around the text. And this really unique color scheme that you don't see on many SpongeBob products even during that era. And of course the gloves are kind of made to look like a jellyfish net. You throw it around and you can catch the jellyfish, you know, with each other like a ball and glove. We did have a jellyfish and green label product that was like essentially like racquetball, but with like a wet jellyfish. I do visually like the product more on those, but I gotta give it points to the packaging on this one. This one is incredibly unique and so fun. So on that note, that is the last item of this video. You let me know, what was your favorite item of all 10 that we saw today? Again, you guys can go check out the Patreon down below. $2 a month when you sign up. We're also on Whatnot. I'm live every single Friday. I do giveaways every stream, and we auction off a bunch of the stuff that we love right here on this show. Duplicates from the collection, Disney, Cartoon Network, anything nostalgic, you might see it over there. Plus, when you sign up, you'll be getting $15 for free, but it costs nothing to come hang out with us live. I'm usually there from an hour to 3 hours every single Friday, so we'd love to have you there. If you guys enjoyed this video, if you could hit the like button again, subscribe, make sure you guys have bell notifications on, if that's still a thing, you know, make sure you have that on, and also check out this video on your screen right here somewhere. I know you're gonna love it. I'll see you guys in that video. It's the most recent video, put a lot of work into it, so I'm sure you're gonna enjoy it. As always, I'll see you beautiful people in the next one. Adios and bloop.